What did I do to raise my credit score 100 points? That's what this video is about. Now, I had 7 collections. You heard me, 7. But baby, after I worked on my credit and got some things straightened out, my credit good now. Hey, let me tell you something. When I moved in this apartment, my credit was so good, I didn't even have to pay a deposit. That's right. So when I repaired my credit, it caused me to save money. So this video, we're gonna talk about exactly what I did to repair my credit myself and raise my score over 100 points. There's 3 main things I did. The first thing I did was I went out and got some good new credit. Second thing I did, I paid attention real close to how I managed that good credit I just got. And let me tell you, it's more than just making monthly payments. We'll talk about that in a little bit. The third thing I did was remove collections. And I removed them myself. Now, I did have an outside company help me with one of those collections, and I'm still working on that one because we were unsuccessful. So I figured, hey, if I was able to handle those 6 collections that I had myself, I'm gonna go ahead and work on that 7th one that's being stubborn. I'm gonna go ahead and work on that one myself until it get removed. But I'm gonna tell you, my score still has gone up over 100 points, even while I still had collections. So let's head over to my computer so I can tell you what I did.
Okay, my score started off in the mid 500s, around 585 or so. Then it went up to 590, and I'm just looking at TransUnion at the moment. Then I crept up to the 600s. I'm at 665 there with TransUnion. Then I got up to 684. Then I made it to the 700s with TransUnion. Now, what did I do to raise my score while I still had 7 collections? I'm going to show you this example. The first step I did was I obtained some good new credit. I got secured credit cards and secured loans. Now, secured just means I used my own money and I paid it back just like you would pay it back any other credit card. With this secured credit card right here, I made sure to make a whole lot of little small purchases. Meaning, whatever I was going to buy during that day with using my cash, I used my credit card instead. That helped bump my credit score up fairly quickly because I was making purchases on my credit card very often. So I would, like if I went to TJ Maxx, I would pay any bills with my credit card, and I ended up spending over $1,000 using that secured credit card because I was making so many purchases. Well, at that time, the balance was pretty low. I only spent like $100 and something. But what helped me spend more money was I did a balance transfer. Now, I didn't have to do that, but the only reason I did that was I wanted to put a lot of money on my credit card. So that was a way for me to use the money on the credit card more by doing a balance transfer. So then I ended up owing like over $1,000 after I did the balance transfer. The reason I'm telling you all about all of these transactions, well, some of them, is because that helped get my score up fairly quickly, because the reason you saw it continuing to rise because I was doing things. I was constantly making small purchases and paying it back. So that's why I'm showing you this statement with all the little small purchases that I was making, and I ended up spending over $1,000. So the more I used my card and the quicker I paid it back, that made my score rise rapidly while I still had collections. So I paid back more than the minimum payment due. That helped me out a lot as well. Step 2, I looked at how I use my credit, which is called credit usage or credit utilization. I made sure to, first of all, pay back the total amount that I used. I made sure to pay that back each month. And I also made sure, while I was looking at credit usage, I also made sure to pay it back before the due date. Before the due date that they report to the credit bureaus. Now, I'm going to talk a little bit more about credit usage in another video because it plays such an important role that it deserves a video all by itself, okay? I just wanted to give you a little bit of an example to show you these are different things that I did to cause my score to raise fairly quickly, and that's why you seen in the example earlier that my score continued to rise it continued to rise because I was constantly making small purchases and I was keeping my credit usage under 30%, and I made sure to pay my full balance back each month before they reported to the credit bureau. So just keep those in mind. Okay. Here is Credit Karma letting me know that they're taking a look at my credit usage. And they're just saying, according to my TransUnion report, that I recently paid off one of my credit cards. And they were just saying, keeping my balances low compared to my credit limits is a great way to help my credit score. So I kept that in mind along the way. Like, I always made sure that I paid attention to how much of my credit am I using. I never used the full 100%. That's really a big part about credit usage. Like, really, as far as using your credit wisely, is when it comes to personal credit. I always kept my credit usage under 30%. So just keep that in mind. The third step I did to help my score continue to rise on a regular basis was I removed collections. Here's something that I did to help me stay organized while I worked on removing the collections one at a time. I just created this little sheet here and I named it collections to remove. And what I did, I put each collection on a sheet like this and I looked at it with a fine-tooth comb. What I wanted to see was, who are they saying I owe? What happened? What date did they say I owe this? And I did this because it was so stressful working on my credit. I needed to stay organized. And having a sheet like this to put every individual collection on it, because I had 7 at that time, well, it helped me work on each creditor one at a time in a way that was less stressful for me. After I disputed that collection I just showed you, here's what TransUnion is telling me: that they received my dispute letter, they take this matter seriously, and that it's under investigation. And here is the results of the dispute that I sent in. So after they investigated, they're saying that the results are it has been deleted. The disputed items was removed from your credit report. Yay! In response to your dispute, this item was deleted from your credit report. I had to read that again. So I'm very excited to show you that, you can dispute collections on your credit report. I had medical bills on my credit report, credit cards, utilities, just a variety of different collections. I had a total of 7. And I'm going to do a recap. The first step I did was I obtained some good new credit. Second, what I did was I paid attention to how I used that good credit that I just got. And third, what I did, I removed collections. And those are all the things that work hand in hand to how I was able to raise my credit score very quickly over 100 points. And here's one of my credit reports with the recent score. So it's gone up to 702 with TransUnion, and it is higher than that now, which I'll give you an update in a future video. And I just wanted to show you here that Credit Karma was just letting me know that I kept my credit card usage under 30% for a whole quarter, and I made my monthly payments on time. So those also helped my score go up as well. So credit usage, remember I said that I'll tell you more about it in another video? Click right here.